It's been 365 days. 1 year ago today, I made a decision. I walked out to a tub of freezing water, set a timer for 3 minutes, and I jumped in. I didn't start this to become an influencer. I didn't press record because I thought that I was cool. I mainly started this for longevity. I looked at my life and I looked at my future. I realized that if I want to be the father and eventually the grandfather who can still run, who can still wrestle, and who can still lead, I had to change how I recovered. I wanted to prove to my kids that even as you get older, you can still be hard to beat. I remember the conversation I had with my wife before we started. We talked about the importance of making sure that I recovered fully after the hip surgery. We talked about physical recovery, but also I told her the truth. I knew that I couldn't do this all alone. I know my limits. I know that pure willpower wasn't going to be enough to keep me consistent every day. I knew that I needed God's help. So from day one, the ice bath wasn't just a recovery tool. It was a place for me to strip away the noise and focus on something holy that I had never focused on before. The camera started out as a way to keep me accountable, but along the way it turned into something else. It turned into a mission. It stopped being about my hip or my spiritual walk, and it became about helping others. I know that as men, we try to shoulder everything ourselves. But that's not how it's supposed to be. 2 Timothy chapter 1, verse 7 says that God gave us a spirit of power, love, and self-discipline. And that's what this whole year has been about. Not just building a body that can last me years, but focusing on building the tools and sharing them to help everyone around me become leaders. But here's something that I've learned. The spirit that we were given, it was given freely, but to really understand it, that comes from work. And hey, if this is the first time you're seeing me, my name is Nick Sandquist. My mission is simple: to spread God's word and build a community not just for men, but for families, rooted in the whole picture: spiritual, mental, physical, and relational. I do that by sharing things that I've learned through the experience with the hope that it helps just one person become better. And for the last 365 days, my experience has been the ice bath and a whole lot more. But before I get into the rest of my mission, before I even stepped foot in the ice, there was the surgery. I didn't decide to have surgery because I wanted a break. I decided to have it because the bill finally came due. My body caught up to the years of abuse that I had put it through, and I had no choice. I knew recovery would be slow. I knew that it would result in me being sidelined. And for a man who places his value on action, sitting still wasn't rest. It ended up being a prison. And that's when I decided to do the ice bath. It was a physical necessity. It was a way to flush the inflammation and wake up a body that wanted to stay asleep at this point. Let me tell you, those first few weeks weren't spiritual at all. They were a dogfight. My body fought me. My mind fought me. I found that every morning I had to negotiate with that soft voice in my head that kept whispering, "You're healing. You can take a day off." But then the page turned. My kids started asking questions. Why is Dad doing this? And my wife, she didn't just watch. She stepped into the cold with me. even through her own surgeries. And then when the 1-year mark for my grandfather's passing came, the reality hit me. If I can create this much change inside my own home just by doing, then maybe I can help others by sharing. At first, as you can imagine, it was awkward. I didn't have a plan. I was literally just sending it. And honestly, I took heat. My friends asked me what I was doing. People close to me said that they couldn't stand it. And that's the hardest, to hear dissent from the people you love. But then messages started coming in from strangers that said, I needed to hear that, or you helped me want to change. And then in April of last year, I saw the reports on the state of our health in the United States, and it broke my heart. Here I was fighting to get my body back, and I realized that the whole world was paralyzed. Families are drowning in information and starving for wisdom. People are afraid to move because experts make them feel small, or they're terrified of looking stupid. And that's when I heard God's direction, for maybe the first time in my life, clearly. This is how you can help. So the ice baths, I think they're permanent for me and my family. But this year moving forward, all of us are evolving. My wife and I were launching the 23 Movement. This is designed for families, men, women, and children who are tired of all the noise. See, we believe that you are built to take the hits and keep moving. Our mission is to fuel that fight by breaking down the complex into simple truths, to give you the safety, the clarity, and the tools to get better, with zero fear of being judged. See, I spent the last year looking stupid so you don't have to. 365 days of it are done in the books. The work, though, is just beginning. So if you're ready to stop overthinking and start moving, drop a comment, like the video, and subscribe to the channel. Get ready for what's next. And for the 365th time, remember, be kind, be great, dial it in, and most importantly, keep on sending. And this isn't the last time, but I'm not sure what's next. So until next time, clench butt cheeks time.